All right, so there's guys out there who have no analytical background. They get into software engineering or want to get into software engineering just because they see the money, the work-life balance, and all the sexy things about it, right? They think, oh, computer science is easy and I'm just going to make six figures, right? And they put in a half-ass effort and they don't get anywhere. Whereas there's other guys out there who go into computer science, they work hard, and they make their money and they make a lot of money, right? I'm going to talk about the difference here specifically. I'll talk about the truth about becoming a developer, right? Without further ado, we can dive right into it. I remember clearly I was sitting at my desk. This is back in my customer service days. And I'm on the phone. And I'm on the phone with a customer. And this customer is someone who hasn't paid their bill. So we're offering a service. They haven't paid their bill, and they're threatening violence. They're like, "Oh, I'm gonna come down there. I'm gonna punch you. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do." They're threatening violence against me because they didn't pay their bill and we took away the service. Can you believe this shit? And I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, man, I cannot wait to get a job. At that time, I didn't know I wanted to get into software engineering, but I was like, I do not want a job where I have to deal with people like this. In fact, the less I have to deal with people, the better. If I'm being honest with you, I was like, the less I have to deal with people, the better, right? That's where my mindset was at. And then I found out about computer science, and here we are a few years later, right? Now, the main point I want to make here is if you want to do this career for the money, for the work-life balance, for the sexy things, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. I know there's going to be people out there who are going to say, oh, you need passion, bro. You need passion to get into this career, bro. You're not going to get through it without passion. You're not going to make it, bro. You can't get into this field unless you love it. Like, take that thought, throw it way out the window. We don't listen to those people. They put a train of thought on us that doesn't serve us whatsoever. Look, it's so ridiculous to me because half the people I know anyway, they hate their job, whether computer science or not computer science. And when it's something like customer service, you think I was passionate about customer service, bro? And they never say that, oh, you got to be passionate to be a customer service rep. But it's like when it comes to other jobs, software engineer, oh, now suddenly you need passion. Like half the people I know hate their jobs. No, you don't need passion. Does it help? Sure. But I got into it for the money. And I think not having passion is okay, right? These money and all these things, these are necessities for life. And to act like that's not a good enough merit to pursue a career is nonsense. Now, next thing I remember is this is back in my high school days, right? I was failing so many courses back then. And I got called into the counselor's office. So I get called into the counselor's office, and they're literally what they're telling me. They're like, like this is, I'm paraphrasing. I don't remember exactly, but so your grades are not looking the best. College may not work out. Let's talk about some trades. And they're basically, the way I felt about it anyway, they're treating me like, bro, you're a lost cause, right? So let's figure out what we can do here. That's how I was feeling in that moment, right? And you know what? The next thing I remember, a few years after that, when I got my first software engineering job offer, which was also a six-figure job offer, right? I remember that moment to this day, man. And it had absolutely nothing to do with the money. But I shouldn't say nothing. The money was a very big perk, right? But it was more so I had been working at this for a year and a half trying to get to that position, right? And before, like I said, I was failing high school. I was a terrible high school student. And my track record before was horrific in every way, not just in academics, but even otherwise. I hadn't really ever accomplished a goal, right? Except for fitness, right? And fitness was what catapulted me towards improving my career as well. That's a whole separate topic, right? So I remember when I got that job, I cannot even tell you the amount of sheer ecstasy I felt. And I'm not kidding. Like, nothing I feel like nothing, but borderline nothing, a few things obviously, but that has honestly been one of the most memorable moments of my life, and one of the best feeling moments of my life, to have that offer in your hand and see all that hard work pay off. I was literally in my house. I was pacing back and I could not stop pacing, right? I was like bumping music. I was like in party mode. I was dancing. Like, the ecstasy I felt then hasn't been matched. I've made more money since then, and that hasn't compared, right? Now, what's the point I'm trying to make here? The main point I want to make is I was able to get from that place to where I am now. And I'm not saying I'm in some super great place or something, but the point is I'm in a hell of a lot better place than where I was when I was failing high school, all these things, right? So the second point I want to make is you are smart enough to be a developer, right? That's the truth I want to put out. Because I know there's going to be people who are going to argue this too. Oh, this is only for geniuses, bro. If you didn't have an analytical background, if you did terrible in math, or you didn't have the natural knack, just forget about it, bro. I see this all the time. All the time. When someone comes on Reddit or something asking advice saying, hey, this is my background, can I get in? It's like, oh, just give up, bro. It's like, you're not going to make it, bro. This is tough, bro. I don't think you're cut out. Like, take that thought throw way out the window. We don't listen to those people. They put a train of thought on us that doesn't serve us whatsoever. And frankly, this stuff isn't rocket science, right? Like, some of the ego on these people to say, oh, you can't do it to us, right? Like, what are you, like, writing code for NASA's rockets, bro? Like, chill. You're developing a web page, right? You're like changing the color of buttons. So it is what it is. I know, and I'm confident that you have what it takes to do it. Right now, hard work, I'm not going to sit here and act like it's some easy stuff. It was hard work. It was a lot of hard work. It was a year and a half of a lot of effort, right? For me, that's what it was, right? But I'm confident you put in the hard work, you can do it without a doubt in my mind, without a doubt. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is, I'm sitting here, I'm recording this, you see me in front of you, right? One of the questions that may come up, at least in some of your minds, is, okay, if software engineering is this great and you're loving the job, why pursue this YouTube stuff, right? And this is where I want to talk about actually the third truth, right? I'm currently stuck in, and you will be stuck in this problem as well, if you pursue this just for the money and stuff. I'm stuck in this problem to where I've had a well-paying job. I've had great work-life balance, all that stuff for a long time, right? Coming up on about 2 years now, or 3 years now, right? And there just came a point where I remember just sitting in front of my computer and not even wanting to do anything, right? And the reason for that was just the lack of passion, right? So this is what comes. And it wasn't, look, at the end of the day, without passion, and this leads me back to the first point, I can do a job without passion. I've done it all my life. A bunch of us do it day in and day out, right? So I can do a job without passion, but it just hit me like I'm young, right? I'm young, and if I'm going to take a chance on anything, something like YouTube, something that's kind of high risk, high reward, it's kind of now or never, right? So that's why I'm taking this chance. But the third truth I want to talk about is the same way that other jobs get boring, they get, kind of, because you lack passion for them, they can get just mundane, for lack of a better term, right? So that is one point. When you first become an engineer or something like this, especially if you're coming from a background like mine, where you weren't making a lot of money, you were at some entry level job, the first few months or maybe even the first year is going to be great. Like, you got all this money and you're working from home and it's all going to be great. But eventually the human nature will kick in where you get used to your new lifestyle, right? And then again, if you don't really have a passion for your job and you're doing it just for the money, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. But that kind of, if you have a personality like mine anyway, it will itch away at you. Like, I want something to be passionate about. I want, you know what I mean? So that's the only other thing to watch out for, right? Again, I'm not saying don't do this for the money. Frankly, this is the best job I've ever had. And if this YouTube stuff doesn't work out and other things, that I want to try while I'm young don't work out, I'll do this for life. I'll do this until retirement. No problem. Right? But I wanted to be honest with you and put that forward. Now, I just want to end this video off by saying, hey, be kind to yourself throughout this process as well. Look, like I said, my background, I come from non-analytical background, non-kind of smart background, for lack of a better term. And the whole time I was trying to get into this field, I had no money coming in. My parents were supporting me. I felt like a total bum, a total loser, and I was so hard on myself all the time. Right? Telling you, like, if I couldn't figure a problem out, like saying swear words to myself, like, I'm not going to say them on camera. But like, oh, you stupid this, you can't even do this, you can't even do that, and just so harsh on myself throughout the process and beating myself up over every little thing. And truly, I think that hurt my progress a lot more than it helped me, right? So be kind to yourself, be proud of yourself every single day you show up, right? Do show up. Hard work, consistency are the main ingredients, right? Those are non-negotiables. But other than that, your background, all that, don't worry if it's not like the traditional background, don't worry about that, right? Keep on showing up day in, day out, day in, day out. I'm confident you'll make it. Hard work always pays off. This will be no exception. All right, I believe in you. But what I believe doesn't matter. What you believe matters. So I hope you believe in yourself too. Now I just want you to imagine for a second. Imagine you take this advice, you run with it, right? And you're putting in the effort day in, day out, day in, day out, day in, day out. Maybe it takes some time. Maybe for some of you who are really lucky, it will take 3 to 6 months. For others, 6 to 12 months. For others, maybe 12 to 24 months, right? We can't predict the timeline exactly, right? But you're putting in the hard work day in, day out, and soon enough, I really want you to imagine this, soon enough, you have your moment where you're pacing up and down the house, all around the house, because you're so excited, right? Because you got that offer you always wanted, right? All that hard work you put in paid off, right? Truly imagine that. And that's the path you're on. Again, keep working hard. I believe in you, but what I believe doesn't matter. What you believe matters. So I hope you believe in yourself too. And that's all I have for this video. Thanks so much for watching. Ultimately, I want this to be our positive little community where we help each other, support each other, and help each other get to the next level in life. So please come join the community. I'll leave my Instagram, TikTok in the description, also somewhere here. Please do support there as well. Please do like, comment, subscribe. Like I said, I do want to start making money from this. So any of your support on that end will help me, get big on YouTube and help make my dream a reality. And I'll talk to you later. Peace.